It's we are live. Yes, it will. And I'm gonna have everybody in the chat and reshare, and people should be joining us soon. All I know is all you girls are not only beautiful but patient. All of you, including you, Kelly. Yeah, I'm gonna send it to you in 1 second. I'll send it, and we can all share it out. Um, there we go. Yes, that is it. I should have brought more than just coffee to this show, man. I don't have alcohol in the house, so somebody have a drink for me, please. Ooh. My ass would appreciate that. Okay. Oh, you guys are saints. That's all I have to say. I I told Holly because I know Holly a little bit and I know Kelly very well, and I'm like, I'm so embarrassed. I feel like an ass. This has never ever happened quite this bad, and of course, yeah. All right. So let's see. We'll see. Got to get it back out there. Oh, the good news is only 26 people were listening to us make asses of me live. Yeah, they're like, hey, Shay didn't say the F bomb once during that whole thing that I know of, anyways. Yeah. All right, guys. They should be able to because everything's working good now. All right, guys. How's everything sounded? Let's see. Let's see. Yes, everybody's been very patient. Let's see. All right, Kelly, test. Can we? All right. Southern Gypsies, you want to introduce yourself again for us? Let's see. It is. Yeah, 1 second. It's Skype just shut. Hold on. They can hear me. I don't know if they can hear you because Skype just. I. Shay's gonna drop an F bomb here. Only hear Shay. Yep, that's what I thought, Kim. Thank you. We are. I. Yeah. All I gotta do is touch the screen. All right, here we go. Ready? All right. There we go. This
Can they
should.
hear us?
Yes, we are back.
Good.
Go ahead,
Okay.
lovely ladies. Let's make sure
Oh,
they
good.
can hear you.
Okay, so we'll introduce ourselves, honey. I'm Misty,
I'm Ashley.
and we are the tarot card readers of the Southern Gypsies. The beautiful Holly was on earlier. She is the healer. We all take different. These are the tools that we broadcast, but we all dabble in others. Then we have Rhonda, who is our tea leaf reader. But other things, Ashley enjoys scrying. I enjoy doing whatever I can. We always try to develop ourselves. Holly does oracle cards, and she also does witches runes. I love regular runes. I'm very drawn to those, the Celtic side. Rhonda does palm readings. Ashley's like looking into that too. So we always try to develop our gifts, but the ones we lead with is the ones that I brought to the forefront. So that's our ladies. Oh, and then of course Nikita is psychometry. She reads objects and stuff, and that's Rhonda's daughter. She don't get to go with us that often, but when she does, it's great. We have like a little family.
So
It is a family, definitely.
what you want to explain just a little bit here? What runes and a scryer is for people, in case anybody's listening that doesn't quite understand what that is, because I think that's a topic that's overlooked a lot myself.
It is. Okay, you talk about scrying, Ashley, and I'll talk about runes.
All right, scrying is actually, you remember back in the old day and you see a picture of a lady sitting on a chair and it looks like fumes are all around her and they're like, oh, it's the oracle type person. It's putting yourself, that's something that they kind of did. They actually pumped in like different fumes and it got them in a different mindset or whatever. But scrying is putting yourself in that conscious mindset to receive gifts. So usually you take something with a reflective surface. Normally everyone looks at crystal balls and they're like, oh, that's a psychic. That's what they're doing with that. That's normally associated with scrying. But you can also do it.
Yeah.
Yeah. And they're pretty. Everybody likes those.
Well, yeah.
But you can also do it with your fingernail. It's staring into it, kind of hypnotizing you. Actually, I've seen people do it with strobe lights as well. That puts you in that trance mind that you can receive gifts and foresee things like that. That's what scrying is.
Why does the strobe lights? I have PTSD severely. I cannot be around strobe lights because it does put me in another frame of mind.
Yep.
So, how does it affect? How does it bring out that?
It's kind of just like it puts you in a trance. Like it's putting you in something that's releasing everything around you, all your everyday worries and that type of thing. It's kind of like a cobra. When you see him, like, trancing and he's moving backwards and forth, you could do it with the pendulum or anything like that. It's just
think of it almost like the magic eye. I had somebody kind of say that to me one time, and it made so much sense. You have to focus on it, but it's almost like unfocusing on it to be able to see something.
Yes.
You know what I'm talking about? Those magic eyes, the pictures that you had to stare at them and something had come out.
Yeah.
I'm talking about. I don't know if they still do those, but. That's always
something you have to train for?
Yes.
Or is it just okay?
Some
like
people
a lot of intuition. Yeah, if you practice with it, you get better at it. Definitely.
It would be a lot easier to go through. Some people are very traditional, and they go through and they'll actually cleanse their body, put on robes, and they have to put themselves in that trance to do that, or actually ritual. To get themselves in that trance. Misty actually done it before, and she made herself sick because she was pushing so hard.
Yeah. It's like a good poop. You push too hard, it's going to tear something up.
Yeah. Don't force it.
No, I did. We were using strobes. We were using mirrors and stuff like that. You'll see a lot of people do a blacked out mirror and stuff, and you're supposed to focus. And it literally, you can also then see stuff in your peripheral and stuff like that, which, that's actually stronger for us to see from our side. But it gets you, it got me very, very ill because I was receiving messages from the other side and it just got me very, very sick.
It's kind of like meditating, or like people will go to the beach and you can scry with the waves because it's something that's so constant that you stare off and it's so long that you can foresee things. That kind of thing.
Yeah. You wanted to know about the runes, honey?
Yes, I do. That was the next question. Yeah.
Okay, so I am very drawn to this, and I'm going to talk to you as much as I can because I haven't been able to study them thoroughly as much as I want to, because I really, really want to dig in more. People automatically see them and they're like, oh, these are just runes, they're fortune telling and da-da-da-da, and you could cast them, and then they're going to tell you. But I want you to, that's not the whole gift with runes. That actually is just a tip of it. They're used in magic. They're used as these. You got to think how old these are and how many people have studied them and put their like energy into them. And I'm pretty sure there was some bloodletting with them and things like that. These are very powerful. When we do our Yule, we use runes. And as markings and things like that. But they are for divination, but they also are for, they're for magic. People use them in their magic that they do. So you have to, I would love for people to be considerate of that. Like, people are just like, oh, these are cool. And you'll see people with like it on jewelry and stuff like that. And that's really, really cool. But you got to also understand that these are years and years of history behind it.
Right.
So they're very powerful. But casting, people do them different ways. They actually, these are old, and they also stand for the different gods and things like that, and goddesses that they have. Certain ones that stand for certain things. So it's really neat. It's old. It's different ones, and I think some people call them the Viking ones. Those are the ones that I'm really drawn to. Some people call them the wolf ones. I've heard them talk about them before, and they're really, really, they're just beautiful. And you'll know if that's a tool that you're drawn to. Because you'll know. You'll be like, oh, I really like these. Any tool. You know what I'm saying? Like, when you're trying to find your tool, you're drawn to certain ones. And when you're drawn to that, you'll know. That's a lot of, it is a lot of, you're talking about Druid times and Viking times and things like this. This is old magic.
Super cool. Super cool. Runes are always something that I've been fascinated in. I just have never sat down and, like, made myself figure them out, but they've I want to touch them when I see them. I want to get them in my hands, and
most people who have a Celtic background, I'll shit you not, if you've got a Celtic background at all, you're very drawn to them, and I think that's just bred into us. And
right.
I'm like that too. See, I don't know as much as I would like to know, but currently I have a man in the woods somewhere trying to make me a set of ruins from wood and something about maybe nakedness and blood. I don't know, but I'm going to enjoy him when he gives them to me. I'm good.
All right, then. Nakedness and blood. I love it.
Hey, don't you out Dave.
I'm not. I think that adds to it. You think his name's going to be something mystical. Yeah. It's just Dave.
It's got to have a snake in there, too. It has to.
I tell you what, man. I mean, I met him, and like, I know we start talking about him, and he was very drawn to him, and he was like, I'll make you some. I'm like, do it. And he's just, I'm hoping that I get him soon. But he tells me, because a lot of people,
he's losing a lot of blood, don't he?
He is. He's losing a lot of blood. He gotta,
he's like, I can't do this right now.
He did tell me, he's like, I can.
His finger.
He does. Listen, he said he can only make one a day. That's all Dave's willing to do is one a day.
Hey, crazy Dave!
Oh, crazy Dave!
The last set that I saw that I almost bought him, even though I don't do any rune readings. There was a bone set, and it was just the coolest thing. And it's kind of funny because the other thing that I wanted to try to learn, I've got a friend that does bone readings, and I thought that would be cool. So, like, bone rune readings. I mean, they almost came with me, but I bought tarot cards instead. So,
Oh my gosh.
A bone reading?
A bone reading, sometimes they etch things on bones and then they'll cast the bones. That's old school. That's like you talking to hoodoo, voodoo, old shamanism, things like that. They'll cast bones and they'll have symbols on the bones. Sometimes they do that. Is that what you're talking about, Kelly?
Sometimes it doesn't.
Yeah, it really is. So the guy that I know that does them is based out of Des Moines, and he's got a bag of bones, and everybody.
Yep.
My understanding is they collect their own bones for it. There's no certain set of bones. But they'll cast them out, and the way that they land and the different bones will mean different things to him. And I think it's like with any type of tool that we use, there's a certain level of his own intuition that goes into it as well. But it's just it's fascinating. I don't know why I'm so fascinated by it, but it's just one of those that's like, ooh, I really want to do that.
Yeah.
Yes.
Where do they get these bones? Because when you first said they collect their own bones, I'm like, and then I'm like, no. Like 2 seconds in, I'm like, no, Shea, they don't take their own bones.
Well, actually, he does, I believe, have a bone of a finger. It's not his, but I do think he's got a little finger bone, I think, if I remember right.
Oh
my God, that's so
cool. It's not his own. I don't remember where he got it from.
One finger off a day. It's
like animal bones, obviously, are the majority of them, and so it's going to be. I don't even know for sure what they are.
But most of them are real bones.
They're all real bones.
They are all real bones.
Wow.
Yeah,
I've never heard of that.
Yeah,
I could hook you up with a guy who could tell you all about it, Shea. Maybe we'll have to go into January.
Yeah, there we go. I like
There's
talking to guys about bones.
And
Don't we
there
all,
go.
honey? Don't
Yeah,
we all?
we're
Jesus.
in. We did really well.
There's a lady who, talking about collecting the bones and stuff. She goes out this time of year. There's a lot of hunters and things like that, and she'll go. And sometimes and I think it's horrible because I believe that if you're going to hunt, that's great. You hunt for, and you take and you provide. You use the meat and stuff like that. That's what I believe. But a lot of times you'll get people who just want to shoot them and they lay. And she'll go and she'll take them for their bones. And then she does make ruins and she makes casting, things like that. So that's where it comes from. And a lot of it is, she just picks up animals along the way. By the way, if you ever meet somebody with a raccoon dick, that's pure ivory. You can get money out of that.
I don't even know what that is.
There you go.
The raccoon cock.
Congratulations, Misty. You just rendered us both speechless.
I saw your faces. You're like, what the fuck?
It takes a lot to make me speechless. And
Right.
You want to know how I know that? Is Ashley we were talking about it one day, and she was like, you can get, it's an ivory dick, so you can get money. But then I was at a bar, and this lady,
That might have been foretelling on our
it
part.
might have been.
I was like really talking about it. I was excited because it's a random, I like weird animal facts. And this was something I read. And I was like, you know what? Raccoons got coon dicks. Or ivory dicks. Not that, yeah.
Yeah. But the next day
this is
we
why
were
I do podcasting. I learn something new every show.
This lady was at a bar and she picked something. She had a cowboy hat, man. She looked like the lady version of Crocodile Dundee. I shit you not. She picks something out of her hat and starts picking it with her teeth. And I'm like, dude, what are you doing? She's like, this is my coon dick. And she puts it back in her hat. I swear to God. And I was like, that some bitch is ivory. She's like, hell yeah, that's why I'm picking my teeth with it.
Can you imagine getting that? You'll see somebody like Granny off Beverly Hillbillies out there with the bucket ripping some poor raccoon's penis off.
Oh my God.
I'm just like,
Around here, man.
I thought about it. I was like, man, I need me some fortune teller bones.
Oh my God.
Maybe that's really horny.
Listen,
it's a raccoon penis.
Nobody hit us on the side of the road. We're just trying to pick up a raccoon dick to read some fortunes. That's all we're doing, okay?
Oh my gosh.
Y'all are gonna shit if we do bring out some bones, man. Y'all are gonna be like, I know what they are.
We gotta remember to pick it up. My luck, because I'm driving like a junker truck. It's a ugly car. I'd have a bucket hanging out the side with all these dead animals. It'll start smelling bad.
Roadkill. What can we get from
I'm gonna have that.
Yeah.
I'll have to ask my friend when I see him next time if in his set of bones if he has a ivory raccoon dick.
Oh, please.
This
please,
is definitely a subject that's going to need to be explored more.
Oh, yeah.
Definitely.
Oh, absolutely.
Anything that can render me speechless.
Yeah.
Y'all are both like, what the hell?
Number one, I didn't know where you were going. That was like me. I'm like, wait, where's she going with this?
There was a second of what did she just say?
Yeah. What? Where's she going? And then the visual popped in my head, and I'm like, wait a minute. That's too much going on in my small brain. The visual. Floyd.
I was so glad I'm not the only one who went there with the visual because I'm like,
yeah. Listen,
oh.
I thought y'all screens done froze. Y'all both were like, oh shit.
Hey,
man.
I purposely invited you on knowing full well what I was getting into, and I've been looking forward to it ever since Holly said yes. So, I knew. I well knew what I was getting into.
Thank you for not disappointing.
Yes. The visual was just a little bit much. It was like brain overload, but
when we used to do like our podcasts and stuff, the one thing we wanted to do was educate one person, and now I believe one person got educated.
I think it's supposed to be lucky from what I'm reading.
Two people.
Look at that.
That's why I do it. Educate and fun. Those two things.
Yes.
Educate people, learn something, have fun. That's it. Are you showing us? What is she showing?
She is looking up about penis.
Looking it up online.
Oh,
doesn't
okay.
say anything about ivory, but it is a good look charm. It looked like
Oh,
ivory, and
shit.
she said it was ivory, and I could have swore I read that somewhere.
Yeah, I heard it was. You get money.
I had a raccoon pet kind of when I was a kid, so that also jumped in my mind.
We had a raccoon named
Crossing
Raquel.
lines, Shay. That's crossing lines.
Yeah.
We're from the country, honey. I mean, we had probably every damn animal as a pet. You could imagine.
We just tried to make friends wherever we could.
I'm from Massachusetts.
Really?
So, originally. Now I'm in New Hampshire, but originally. But at one point in my life, I had a pet duck. It was a wild duck, but it would walk me to the bus stop.
Aww.
I was like 7, maybe 8. It would walk me to the bus stop, go back to my house, sit on the porch, and then meet me the same time when I got off the bus. I mean, same place when I got off the bus, and it would just hang out.
Oh.
I called him Quackers. He went and walked around my house, and because we lived on a lake. So.
Holy crap.
Yeah, I love
That's
animals.
nice.
Yeah.
We have stories about ducks too, honey, but it takes a weird turn. I don't know if we want to go down.
I can't talk about
Yeah.
We know way too much about sexual organs of all animals. So we don't want to ruin the quacker story either. So we're just going to leave it at that. Oh my goodness.
They're an advanced species if you want to look it up later. I mean,
Now I
ducks
know.
really wowed me.
Yeah.
Sexually. Not that I had sex with a duck. I'm just saying. I'm saying
Thank
they got
God
a lot
for
of-
that.
I needed to clear that up.
Yeah, you better. We would have got messages like, so.
Ashley's out there effing a duck.
So, yeah.
Oh my God. See, this started off really rough, but the
Yeah.
the
Make it
ivory
up.
raccoon dicks and the quackers, of the world kind of cheered us up.
So this is what you gals just did. You corrupted my mother.
Oh my God.
She just messaged me. She says raccoon penis bones are considered by some in the South to be lucky charms. The little bones are also known as coon dogs, Texas toothpicks, and Abrahams. Southerners
Good.
wear
Texas
necklaces,
toothpicks.
keep them in their pockets, and even include them in bridal bouquets. The trend went Hollywood in 2004 when Sarah Jessica Parker and Vanessa Williams were both seen wearing raccoon baculum earrings. You have corrupted my mother.
Yes. Everybody for Christmas getting a raccoon
in their
dick.
ear.
I know what I'm asking Santa for.
Yes.
Yeah.
Everybody's getting a raccoon dick. Now,
We should have started selling them before we started talking.
Trademark that bitch. Trademark it.
Yeah.
Right?
We're going to go home and hit everything. That's a raccoon. I'm just playing. Don't call me PETA, but I might.
Don't call me PETA.
Yeah, not the name. I'm talking about.
Oh my God. What did Holly talk to y'all about stuff we were getting into and stuff like that?
Not much.
She
Not much.
started just telling us kind of what you guys did
Yeah.
and who was on the team and what each one of you guys did, and mentioned a couple of the events you guys have got coming up in December. I think it was it you guys that were telling us about the firefighters, or was it Holly?
I heard him.
I remember the
Well, we kinda-
firefighters.
What? Why does it every time we say firefighters, everybody's like, oh,
Because see, I told her if I can get hooked up with a team of firefighters to work and find,
God, it does.
I
sound
will
like-
make my way to Iowa. You set that up, and I can guarantee you
I'm
we'll
there,
get you
dude.
there a lot
All of a
quicker.
sudden, I want to be a Southern gypsy. I'm just saying.
God, I didn't think about it. It does
You
sound
know,
like
it
a
does
good
sound
porn.
kind of hot. Like I was
Firefighters and gypsies and psychics.
oh God,
It does sound like a
wow,
porn.
that does sound like a porn.
Gypsies,
Listen, somebody starts bringing that music out while we're on investigation. I'm gonna at least
Quit
watch.
it, Al. Quit
Yeah,
it.
I'm gonna be like, Al, put that boombox up. We ain't doing that right now. Al is one of the firefighters, by the way. We're really blessed. These guys are really, really cool. We got to work with them before, and what we noticed is like they take care of us and they can wrangle us. And
Oh my God! Then they are men.
I was gonna say that must. It must be real
Al
men.
is so delightful. He brought a Keurig
He
and like little
did.
Keurig cups. And
Oh.
yeah.
we're in a damn penitentiary, ladies. I'm serious. We were at Brush Mountain, and all of a sudden he comes out with a Keurig and one of them little round things that you turn you the goddamn thing. He was like, well, I thought we might need some. I'm like, Al, I am in love. And then they are always very appreciative. They are always like, thank you for choosing us to do this with you. And I'm like, oh my God, like, are you joking? We have been looking for,
You're welcome, buddy. You gotta work harder.
Yeah. No, but we're very grateful for them because they do. They make sure we're safe because
Right.
you know what I'm saying, Kelly. When you go into some places and you put your feelers out, you're
yeah.
connecting with the energy that's different.
Absolutely. Yeah.
And these guys, they notice everything. Like Ashley walked away and Matt was like, hold up. And he just followed her to make sure she was okay and stuff. Because she was getting led, and trying to figure out this energy and stuff. That's what they do for us. And that is so grounding, and it's really, really good. And I really appreciate that,
And it's definitely important to have those people who are going to keep an eye on you when you're out. And I know exactly what you mean. I mean, half the time when they're talking to me or I'm getting something, I realize I'm walking around with my eyes closed, which is always a beautiful thing to do in a derelict building. But yeah, just having somebody who's going to keep that eye on you is super important. So yeah, it's good to have them there, but you got your team too that's going to keep an eye on you too. So that's awesome.
We do. It was so funny. Like I want to, okay, so you understand this, honey, because you're sensitive. But for people who don't understand this, okay, so we walk around and we're putting our feelers out and we're connecting with this energy and stuff like that. But it was like 3 or 4. Well, it was me, Ashley, Holly, and Rhonda. We're coming back down through the prison because we were just completely zonked. And it was crazy. We were like 4 little old women trying to get down as fast as we could because we could feel the energy coming in. And we were like, no, not right now. We got to go. No. And it was because it was like they were coming out. And they knew that we were in a more vulnerable place to where, when you have your boundaries and you're feeling yourself, it's different than when they come to you and they're coming really quickly.
Right.
So it was like 4 little old women and we were all like, okay, man, we only got one more. Come on. We were just huddling together. If you can imagine us, trying to get through. So it was really, we take care of each other. We don't call ourselves a team. We call ourselves, we're sisters. And, we take care of each other, and we're just really blessed to have come in each other's lives,
Yeah, absolutely. No, and I think it's funny because I know exactly what you're saying, and there's times that it's just I'm kind of burned, and I'm trying to say, I need a break, I need to recharge, and I feel so bad telling them, guys, I will talk to you when I come back in, or I just can't do this right now, but that's just usually what I try to do is if they're still coming at me, just say, guys, I can't right now, so... But yeah, it doesn't matter. I mean, they want to just keep talking. It's like, I need a minute.
I know exactly. It was and the weird thing is that you know what I'm talking when I'm saying this too. When you have darker spirits, they seem to want to come to you when they know that they can be heard the loudest or come in. You could feel the darkness closer. You know what I'm saying?
Oh yeah.
When you're not at the top of your game, when you're not strong as you can be, because you've been pretty much just, you've done a lot of readings. When you get in that darker, you can feel them coming in more. And I don't know why they choose that time. I don't know if it's because they know they will be more dominant or something, but that always seems to be the time. And I'm just listen, you're going to and I will do what you say. I'm you're going to have to back off. Yeah, I need you to back up now. And I don't play with that because we have been around things that are darker, and I didn't even know. And I was and I didn't know I was even sensitive back then. I tried to be
right.
And when that happened, when you get hijacked, I call it hijacked. But when you get hijacked, that shit stays with you. It is like a residue, and then your team has to watch you and stuff like that, and it's just a different world. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. When we went to Malvern Manor, one of the spirits that's there. He's kind of misunderstood in the first place, but I managed to get him to where he was talking to me, and he told me his story, and he was trusting me, which typically he doesn't trust women at all. He kind of usually run after him and try to scare him and chase him out of his hallway. But then, after I was done talking to him, because I'd met him pretty close into the beginning of the investigation, we went off and we're trying to investigate the rest of the building. And the rest of the night, he's yelling at me, Kelly, where are you? And it starts getting more aggressive as the night goes on. And yeah, at one point I had to step out of the building because I'm like, I just need to disconnect myself from his energy for a minute because it's too much.
Is that the one that they call, it starts with an H? Hank or Harry?
No, Hank is upstairs in one of the bedrooms.
Oh, it's a different one though? But I have the right place,
no.
right?
Say that again, sorry.
Is that the right place? There's a couple.
Yeah, you're in the right place. In the right place. Hank is upstairs. He didn't necessarily like women either, but no, this guy is in one of the downstairs hallways, and he's just a super big dude, and used to chase the nurses when they were there. I mean, some of the nurses actually shared those stories with Josh. But it's not really his fault. He was horribly, horribly abused as a child by his mother, and so he just holds all women responsible for that. And yeah, but
have you ever noticed when they get, and this happened at Manila when we were there? You know, Demon Holler, honey. Demon Holler was it was I don't believe it was Demon Holler at all. I believe that sometimes when these spirits feel threatened or they're how they project themselves for us,
absolutely.
Scare us away, I think, is to make themselves bigger than what they are.
And they do. So the very first time I went in to do an investigation, like I said, I joined a team. One of the conversations we had when Shea was getting stuff hooked back up is that I had joined a team a while back that they investigated with their abilities rather than using just the tools. Mm-hmm. And so the very first investigation I went in with them, I'm like, hell yeah, this is going to be a blast. I'm going to drop all my guards and I can finally investigate using my senses. Right. And like an idiot, I went in and I truly dropped all of my guards. And there was this bully guy that used to abuse the people that lived at the residence. And he appeared to me to be about 9 foot tall and about 5 foot wide. He had me backed into a corner cowering. And I don't get scared that easy. I really don't get scared that easy. But he had me cowering in a corner, and one of my teammates came and got me and kind of pulled me out of there. And, you know, and when we went back and faced him, I mean, he's still a big dude. He's still like 6'6", and I don't know. Right. But yeah, he definitely projected himself far, far bigger because he wanted to scare me. Yeah.
I felt that what we encountered, you know, we were walking down there in Manila Schoolhouse. What was in that room that people came in and then they thought they had to deal with? Let's put it that way. I was like, that was my thing with that one. I was like, he's not as big as he is. Y'all think he is. He is actually smaller, and he's coming from this corner. And I was like, he's a regular person, but he feels like he has to show himself bigger.
Right. Well, and so we actually. And I think I know which one you're talking about too, but we had actually, after they shut down that wing, we went down there. And what happened to the gentleman that was there that got affected is it was actually a child had run through.
Okay.
And it was just kind of an accident because the kids were down there. And as we're down in this room, I found out after we came back up that used to be, I think, the kindergarten room or the preschool room. But as I'm down there, I find myself walking around just kind of wandering in like figure eights and stuff and wanting to put my arms out and aeroplane it, you know. And basically they were saying that that's what happened is they were running around the room like this and oops, they ran through him. And you guys have probably experienced that before where if that spirit goes through you, it definitely messes with you. It does go through you.
Even if they don't mean to. This is the thing that people don't understand because they're like, oh, spirits are this or that. And that's another thing, too, is you'll hear people say, oh, come at me, spirit, or this, and they'll get very aggressive. The thing of it is if they ever really did encounter something negative, they would not say that shit because it messes with you. When they come at you or they come through you, like you're saying, that imprints on you for a while, and that messes your shit up. I ain't gonna lie. I mean, that messes you up.
Yeah, and this was totally just an accident that this kid just happened to walk through him as they weren't paying, you know, like little kids run into people, you know, except this one doesn't bounce off the person. It went right through. So, but yeah, it definitely shook him, I know. So it was an interesting thing, but.
That was, and you know, the thing of it is when we went down and that was the last room right there, I actually felt like whatever it was trapped. Like it felt like it had been run down there, like it had been chased down there, and it was making itself bigger to try to say, okay, y'all leave me alone. So it could have very well, I didn't get to feel it out more than that. So it could have been a kid, because I know it was kind of hiding down there. I know that sounds weird, but it was, because I think it felt, more scared than what people realized,
Right.
Yeah, so it was kind of crazy. But yeah, that's the cool thing that we like. We like going in, we like making sure that we don't know any history on the location. And we just like going in, and we like talking and being like, we thought we were going to do that organized at Brushy, but it literally, our walk through, how they take you go to a location and they take you through and stuff. Ours lasted probably 2 to 3 hours, because we couldn't stop. We were like, because we were told in the beginning with our gifts, we were told, if you hear something, you have to honor that, because whatever spirit guide you have and whatever is guiding you, if you don't honor that by saying that, or somehow say, okay, I understand what you're saying, then they will stop talking. So all of us were like, okay, this and da-da-da-da, and you're making that connection and stuff. And it was just really, really cool. And the guys were like, wow, we didn't know that y'all would get that much like that. And I'm like, yeah, you have to, because if we don't say that now, that energy we might not come in contact with later on to tell you more about it. You know what I'm saying? So yeah, that was kind of cool. And we were really, really, I think they were more blown away. And the people of Brushy Mountain, gosh, the lady, she was so cool. She was like, wow. She's like, y'all want to come back and do this with us? And we're like, yeah. We were like, this is cool as hell. But what people don't understand is when we get something on the psychic side, it's like a high five. You will see us high fiving, because we're like, yeah. Because then when you find all that evidence to back up,
right? Exactly. Yep.
Yes. Yep. It's like a slam dunk, home run, touchdown, all that mixed into one. And you're like, hot damn. And you don't have any equipment with you. It's just your body and your trust in it.
Right.
Well, it's validation too, isn't it?
Yes. Yes, very much.
And I mean, I'm sure, I know some psychics, some mediums love to get validated for themselves, and they don't care what other people think. But on the other hand, it's good to be validated through other people's eyes too. Like, hey, I told you.
Yeah.
I'm not a medium, I'm not a psychic, I'm just an investigator, so I have a different spin on it. But I'd be like, told you so, bitches.
But I think it's important to have some of that validation, because, I can go down and I can share some of the stories of the spirit that I'm talking to. And if I can validate parts of it, either through the history or through the different tools that are being used by other people who are with us, then it makes the rest of the information that I'm sharing more valid as well. And I'm able to tell a bigger story of that spirit or of that location. And it makes it stronger for the entire thing if we can back up any of it, so...
Every time you get validation at one location, does it build your confidence to make you that much stronger for the next one, and so on and so on? Does it work that way?
Well, yeah, it did. Well, okay, so there's a two sides for us like that. One is we're readers for the public, of people come to our events to get readings. And then also taking this gift and putting it into the paranormal. So yes, that validation, we have actually grown into being able to do the paranormal, I guess you would say. It's always been there, but now we're utilizing that. So yes, that validation is like, hot damn, we knew we could do this because we read for people regularly. So you have to have your confidence to be able to come out and say, look, this is your reading, this is your guidance, blah, blah, blah. So yes, I still love validation. What about you?
I actually started with the paranormal stuff. It was that we were actually picking up on things around us that there was no way to show anybody, like with cameras or anything like that. And then I would go back through and ask the owners, I'd be like, did this and this and this happen? Because I saw this. And then we started developing the helping side of it. My thing is, it's weird because I always explain it like you were asking if it was validation for us. I always explain it like if you see anybody out in the street, there's certain people you want to talk to and there's certain people you don't want to talk to. And it's kind of like that when you go to an investigation. I've went places and two of the girls have gotten something very similar and they're like, okay, this is what we got. And I would get something completely, totally different. And I'm over here like, damn, I might be going crazy or something, this and another. And then it would be two or whatever, however many different instances. And it's just whoever wants to talk to you on the other side.
Yeah.
And one of the things that I would always say, and I saw it that night when we were with you guys too, yeah, you want to have that validation, you want to have that confidence behind it, but there's always that little bit of, I'm going to remain skeptical that I'm right. You know, I'm going to make sure before I just, there's no arrogance there. You know,
Exactly.
and arrogance is a very scary thing to bring into paranormal investigating or metaphysical stuff.
Exactly. Yes,
So
I
I
couldn't
think that
agree more.
the answers that you guys gave were great because you guys are, you're confident in your abilities, but you're not arrogant about it. And that's so huge. That's so huge.
That's what we were talking a little bit off air too, is kind of the line between the paranormal and the metaphysical. Like me and Ashley started off in the paranormal, and then we moved over to the metaphysical. We were, and people have come to us, by the way, and been like, "Oh, I thought y'all were strictly scientific." But when you have an awakening and you have stuff happening, there's no stopping that shit. That just happens. And then everything throughout your life fits together on why the hell you're here, why you felt that certain way but never told anybody, and this and that and other, and it just makes sense. But there seems to be a lot of egos on, and now going to the metaphysical side, and people are so loving and open, and they do have egos though. We talked about that a little bit. But then going back to the paranormal, now I think people are like looking at us like, well, you were an investigator, now you're a psychic, now you're coming back into the paranormal. But what they don't understand is it's all one big fucking umbrella.
Why can't you be both?
Why can't you be both? That's what I was just going to say too.
That scares people though, dudes. I'm telling you 100%, that scares them because they want to put everybody in a little box. So when you come out, I can be all of this, then they're like, oh shit, then where is my place in this? That's what people start thinking.
And that is what we were talking about offline, is how important it is. I mean, I have so much respect for the paranormal teams that are out there that are doing it just from the science side. I do. I respect a lot of them. But I think that those who can open their mind to the metaphysical side of things too, and bring that element into their investigations, that is huge. I mean, it is an opportunity that brings so much more to an investigation. And if that's something that you choose not to include or choose not to hang on to when you've got something good, I mean, that can be weird to, I don't know, I just think you're missing things if you don't allow your senses to be included in the investigation as well. But
I agree.
Just my opinion, no offense to any of
No, I agree, because I'll tell you why. When we did the Brushy Mountain and we did the scientific, those guys are really scientific, and then we went with our metaphysical side. Literally, when we got feelings, we would be like, put your meter there, do this or do that.
Right, exactly.
Those guys would get hits, and they would be like, oh my God. Like, I mean, it is crazy when that stuff happens. So I think that maybe a paranormal team, if you can find a legitimate person who is more gifted. Now, I'm going to say legitimate because you have people who will come in and say that, and they're not. They just want, and this is horrible to say, but sometimes they want attention. I'm not lying about that. Sometimes they do. So they'll say this stuff, and then it gives the rest of us really, really bad. They're just like, I'm not going to trust any more of these people, you know? But if you can find yourself somebody that you trust, I mean, hey, get them to read you, or get them, you know what I'm saying? Be around them, understand them. Put them on your team. That is the best fucking tool you're ever going to have. I ain't going to lie.
It's like a fish finder for
fishermen. It is.
Yeah, exactly. I love that. It's a fish finder. I'm a ghost finder. Ooh.
Yeah. I think that can be said on both sides, though. I really think, well, when it comes to private locations, private cases, that is.
Yeah.
I'm just going to speak to that for a second. I think that more clients, for lack of a better term, need to have their eyes open when they go into this, whether it's a paranormal investigator, whether it's a psychic, whether it's a medium. And I'm not saying don't trust anybody, but don't fully trust anybody, because there are a lot of, and people get mad at me when I say that, but there's just so many fakes out there on both sides, not just mediums, but paranormal investigators that are just out there blowing smoke up people's asses saying, you have a demon, you have this.
Everything.
Yeah. Oh, God, yes.
Yeah. And there's this thing I say.
And this is one of the things that we talked about when we were offline, is just, you know, whether it's metaphysical or paranormal, there's just no place for ego. It's got to get out of it.
I think that's what's hurting the paranormal field. That is the main thing hurting the paranormal field, whether it's metaphysical, whether it's the paranormal investigating. is if people can just set aside their egos and just work together. You hear all this para-unity, but until people drop their egos, that's not going to work fully.
And the thing is, there is a lot of para-unity out there. There is, and I do think that it's getting better. I mean, look at all of us, and I mean, when I met up with the gals, they were phenomenal and so much fun to investigate.
Aww.
That can absolutely happen more often than not. And I've been so ridiculously blessed with the people I've met, like Dan and Chris and the Gypsies and Mike and so many other people. But yeah, just use your gut feeling, guys. If they feel like they're in it for the wrong reasons, then that's maybe not the best people to investigate with, regardless of whether they're psychic or paranormal.
I always use this term, this metaphor, that I think there's more paranormal unity than that we can see, out there. But I always say, like, compare it to like eating pies, I think is how I always word it. You can eat 10 pies, and that one bad pie that is bad, that's the one you're going to remember. You're not going to remember the other 9. You're going to remember that horrible pie. So there's a lot of people out there that are good, but they don't always get the credit they deserve.
I think that's why your show is so important, though, Shea, because, I mean, we're able to bring on people like the Gypsies, like Ashley and Misty and Holly and the rest, and say, hey, here's people that maybe wouldn't have had a chance to see before, and these are good people, so...
That's what I try to do. I really do. If I think you're an asshole, you're not going to be on the show. That's for sure.
You know what, honey? That's my philosophy. If you're an asshole, I'm just not going to fucking be around you at all.
I do my research before I invite people on the show. Mm-hmm. So if you're invited, or if I say yes, if you ask me, that means I've done my research, because I have a big mouth and I will not be able to not say something. If I don't like you, then we're going to have issues. So if I think you're an asshole, you're not going to be on here unless it's a bad day. And I'm like, hey, I'm bored. No, kidding.
When you said like, oh, sorry, honey.
Sorry. Go ahead. I was going to ask you a question. Go ahead.
Well, this is the thing, and I'm not going to lie on this. When y'all said paranormal unity, my asshole clenched just a little bit, because people will stand behind that and then be assholes. I'm not lying.
Right?
They'll be like,
oh, I know.
Paranormal unity, and but blah, blah, blah. And then they'll start judging everybody and bullying. So I don't even like to use that term. What I like to say is be a good fucking human, okay?
Period.
Treat me the way I would treat you. That's my rule. I'm not going to treat you any different than I want to be treated. And if we all did that, holy shit, could you imagine? I mean, that shit would be good.
Right. And I think especially for us guys, I mean, you guys, I'm sure, feel this too, but we've got to be careful who we mix our energy with, because...
Oh, God, yes.
If we're out doing an investigation, we are dropping our guards a little bit so we can have the experiences and share that information, and you are going to mix your energy with those other people.
Yes.
And I am going to be careful who I mix my energy with, because...
I can't even imagine that, because what does Jen call them? Muggles? She calls me a
Muggles,
yes.
I have to be careful what kind of energy I'm around, so I can't even imagine being you guys. I can't go into Walmart. Never mind if I was one of you guys walking in. I would be bald by the time I left Walmart. I couldn't do it. So you guys get props from me, all of you, because
going into Walmart's like putting on a hazmat suit.
I know, it's crazy. I tell you, it's your body starts developing guards that you didn't even know, and you'll know, because then you will, when you go to investigate, you have to put them down, and you're like, oh shit, because your body is just like, I gotta fend this shit off. When we are around somebody and we let them close and they are toxic, I will be fucking down until Wednesday, because you absorb that shit and you're trying to separate your shit from their garbage, and it is just ridiculous. I mean, when you get yourself around toxic people, for somebody on our side, it literally is like you got to ground yourself. You got to try to it's bad. It takes us from really bad.
And it's hard, because sometimes that toxic energy sneaks up on you, and you don't realize first that it's toxic, and so you're allowing yourself to intermingle with that energy, and all of a sudden almost maybe even to the point that you don't realize until it's gone how toxic it was. And you're like, it's this nasty feeling. Oh, that is leftover ick from them. Yeah.
You know, we have a really tight bond in the Gypsies, like a really tight bond. And the thing that people don't understand also is you start mixing those energies. And for some reason, they will do some crazy shit and I will get it. Like this week, I was not feeling myself. And I was just like, okay, this isn't me. I know this isn't me. Well, actually, I thought it was me because I'm so close to them. And I texted one of them and I'm like, okay, hey, man, how's it going? Da, da, da. And as soon as I got that text back, everything lifted off me. It was like I was fucking back to myself. And I was like, oh shit, this is where this has been coming from. So when we get so close, like Holly will bitch that she can't have a man in her life without me knowing it. And I can't help that. Like, I'm like, okay, I feel it. Like, I don't know if it's her energy that shifts or something. So when you get so close to people, you start taking, you can feel their feelings and stuff.
Oh, absolutely.
So when you get with a bad person, though, I don't think we understand, like you said, until they leave, how much we do absorb that. And then you're just like, oh, shit. Like, I am in a different world now that they're gone, you know?
How long does it take?
Shower.
How long does it take for it to go away?
It depends.
Is it instant or it depends on?
Well, okay. So it depends. Like, for me, I linked up with somebody one time and it was horrible. It was really bad. Talking about, and I didn't know anything about guards back then. Like, I was a fresh newbie coming in. And Ashley would tell me, she would be like, your attitude changes, your body language changes, everything changes. It got so bad that I was on their schedule of sleeping. And when they were up and did not know it, they would text me and be like, holy shit, what are you doing up at this hour? I'm like, I don't know. I would wake up when they wake. My life had adapted to their life. And depending on how long you're in that and you don't know it because you're just absorbing it, shit, it took me, oh my God. It depends. It depends on how close you get with them. Now, us, we're really tight. And when we get the answer to the question that apparently our spirit guide wants us to know about them or connect, then it goes away. But it stays until we get the answer of why it's there. Unless you're intermingling me, if I get really close to somebody, I do absorb them. So I got to be careful with that. I've learned to guard more after that one incident because I'm not lying. It took me down for a while.
This one time, she only did a juicing diet, and I did it with her, and I could have killed her because I lost my mind. We weren't able to eat, and we could only eat ground up kale with lemons, and
I would have died.
God, It was terrible. I went crazy. I would start crying because I just wanted to eat. It was hard. Yeah.
That was Holly, by the way, when I linked up with her.
Her damn juicing, it was like cleansing, and it felt like forever. It was weeks.
So it depends on how strong you make that bond with them.
Yeah, how long you were with the person and how connected you allowed yourself to be to that person. And I say that kind of loosely. I mean, there's times that we can't control how much we connect with them, but then there's other times that we let our guard down and we put that trust out there and we let ourselves get close to people. And those are probably the ones that I'd say take the longest to get the ick washed off. Because we have to get past being butthurt first.
Yes.
But damn it, why did I allow this to happen? Okay, let me fix this now.
And it's crazy because it's almost like when you know that connection is there and then it's broken. In the beginning, it's almost like a craving too. It's like, oh, I gotta have, because you're feeding off of each other. Yes. And then you got to wing yourself off of it. And then when you wing yourself off and it's gone, you're like, what the hell was going on? It's really crazy. It really is. But it's energy, you know, you're getting their energy and stuff, and then their habits come with it and stuff. So it's really crazy. And if somebody's never experienced that before, they're probably like, what the fuck am I tuning into right here?
I am understanding you 100%.
Thank you.
I actually am too. There's some people I don't, but I'm getting it. So I'm not, you know, if I can understand it, most people can. That's all I got to say. Okay, ladies, unless Kelly do you have any more questions?
Oh, I could talk to these gals all night long. Are you kidding me?
Honey, I hope we get to soon. I want to see your beautiful face in person soon.
Oh,
I know. We need to make that happen. We
Yes, we
need
do.
to make that happen somewhere.
I want to see the selfies when you guys get together.
You
No.
got to investigate somewhere.
Okay. Are you still living in Massachusetts?
I'm on the border of Mass. I'm in New Hampshire. I'm between Vermont and Mass.
We need to get together at a con or something. I know we're going to see you, well, hopefully at Mike's.
Yeah, that one's in June. I'll be in Omaha in March.
Omaha.
New Jersey in May. Are you going to be in Omaha?
No, but it sounds fun. Yeah, I know. We're like, that sounds wonderful.
I
Omaha.
think it's sold out at this point, though. But I'll be out New Jersey and New York and Gettysburg. Yeah, I don't know.
One that I
traveled a lot
might
this
be
year.
able to make work.
I was going to say I may have to travel to you guys this year too. So, but
Yes.
a whole new world for me. So I am taking advantage of it.
You should, honey. I tell you what, go out there and live your goddamn life. That's what I say. Life's too short for us to be like stuck in one little bubble or something like that. Go out there and enjoy it, man. Enjoy it.
I'm having fun. So yeah, we'll talk. If we don't have something coming up where we run into each other, we'll just have to make it happen.
Yes, ma'am. I hope we do. Honey, thank you for letting us come on the show, though. It was a delight.
Oh, I appreciate you guys being so patient.
Yeah.
You're fine.
Believe it or not, we've actually been on this call like an hour. That's not counting the hour we were trying to. It's 10 o'clock here, which means it's 9 o'clock there. So
Holy shit.
by. Yeah.
I'm telling you, you could just sit and talk to these gals for hours.
But I know the people in chat, and I know my bladder. It's been over 2 hours. I was, Pat's saying they can always come to one of our expos. See, even Mama Pat wants to meet him. We all have to pitch in and get Mama Pat a raccoon.
A raccoon dick.
I was trying to think of a nice way to say it.
Honey.
My mama needs a penis.
Tell you what, we're going to be scouring the roads as we go home. We're going to get a raccoon dick for that woman. Okay, that's our goal.
Scrape it fresh off there.
Yeah, we'll get it fresh. Look, if you get a crazy picture or something, either one of y'all, and it looks bizarre,
I'll share it. I'm just telling. I tell the guys too. You send me a dick pic of any kind, it's being shared.
Yes.
So
oh my
make
God.
it a good one.
I tell you what, I'll be honored for you to share my raccoon dick.
First time I'll ever say I'm welcoming the dick pic then.
Yes.
All right, ladies, why don't you plug your social media? Well, I'll let the Southern Gypsies go first, and then I'm going to have Kelly plug her stuff too.
Okay, thank you, honey. All right, so we are the Southern Gypsies. We are on Instagram, we are on Facebook, and we also have we have a website, and I think it's called thesoutherngypsies.net. I think that's where we're at. God, isn't that horrible? You can pretty much reach us any way that you can. And we just, and our home residence is the Nickerson Sneed. So Nickerson Sneed Museum, if you're ever there, you will know that our presence is there also. So just check us out on anything that you can.
It's well worth it. I will tell you guys in the chat, anybody listening after, and once you look once, you'll be hooked. That's all I get.
Yeah.
It's kind of why people listen to my show. Like, what the hell are they going to say next? You know? And then you throw in, they actually, not me, them. They know what they're doing on top of. What are they going to do next? I don't know what I'm doing. I was speaking of you guys that time, but you know.
Now, if you guys haven't already followed the Southern Gypsies, absolutely go out and follow them. These gals are huge. This is them. Pretty much the times that I've interacted with them, this is them and their energy, and they're lovely, and they're super, super good people. So,
I think this is me, honey.
Thanks.
And they don't have, I don't think you guys have a fake bone in your body, man, because you're just so real. You're like, so what? We're on here. We're going to say raccoon dick. Oh, well.
Yeah.
No, they're going to say exactly what comes to their mind, and that is why I like them.
You know what? There is no filter on this end. Holly actually looks at me sometimes, and Y'all got to meet Rhonda too. I can't wait, Kelly, for you to meet Rhonda because she is so damn sweet, and I'll tell her some crazy shit, man. I'll be like, Rhonda, I done did this, and she's like, well, Missy, it's gonna be all right. It's gonna. I mean, I'll be in the craziest shit ever. And she's like, it's okay, Misty. We'll work on it. So y'all will love her too. I wish she had been able to pop in tonight, but she wasn't able to. So she wanted to tell y'all ladies hi.
You guys are welcome back. I have no guests lined up for January or February.
Oh my God.
You guys, and next time I'll make sure there's not so many difficulties. Well, I can't promise, but I'll do my best. You know, because I want to get Holly back too, because I feel bad that Holly didn't get to come back on the last part.
That's okay.
So yeah, I'll start booking in the next week or so for January and stuff. But you guys are welcome back. Hit me up quick if you guys are willing. I would love to have you back. The more the merrier.
Yes, ma'am. Are you on Instagram?
Are you on the gram?
Are you on the gram?
Who, me?
Yeah, I know I got Kelly and my moon spinner on there.
I am, we've never met. Anybody listening?
Right.
These are the two Southern Gypsies. The only one of them that I know is Holly, so they don't know me. My real name is Sherry Ann Carroll. I'm on Instagram under Sherry Ann Carroll.
Say it again. Say it one more time.
I can't. Shut up. I can't say my first and last name together, so I say it really quick.
Say it again. Say it again.
Sherry Ann Carroll.
Oh, you're so fun.
Honey, you got all first names.
Cheryl and Carol.
Sherry and Carol. I am Misty Ann Connor. Oh my God, that's kind of close. I'm Misty Ann Connor. Hey,
see,
it's close. Yeah.
I don't have a middle name, but I'm thinking of legally changing it to bitch.
Oh my God,
that works.
I like it. I like it.
So, but
you got to embrace the title, women. Embrace that title.
Hell yeah.
Not a bad thing.
Hey, I'm proud of it. I earned.
Oh yeah.
I earned the title of bitch, man. Let me tell you. So.
You call me bitch like it's a bad thing.
I will. Yeah, I'll send you a message to Instagram or Facebook, or I'll hook up with you. But yeah, Paranormal Buzz Radio is probably the easiest to find on Instagram.
Okay.
I'm the one who answers the messages on that, so nobody knows. Shea and Sherry Ann are the same person. The people just don't know it. Sherry Ann's the investigator. Shea is the host.
Sherry Ann.
Oh, you have an alias, honey. I love it. So if you do some shit on one name, you can just move to the other. You'd be like, that was another.
That's my other personality.
Yes. It's kind of like me when I go to the bars. I'm Anastasia Beaverhausen.
Ooh.
I thought of one that I wanted to sound like a porn name, like Chelsea Chamberlain. I don't know why I like that one, but it rolls nicely.
Yeah. It has a good ring to it.
It does. We should all come up with aliases.
I'm gonna have to come up with a stripper name before next time you come on.
Yeah.
I'll have to take a poll. I'll take a poll on Facebook.
Yeah, strippers need their poll.
Yeah. Before I forget, one more thing. I don't know if I said this. I don't even know if it was when Holly was on or if you guys were on. But Cynthia G, I don't know how to say her last name, Garotis, told me to tell you guys hello. And I don't think I did because we had all the technical difficulties. So I just wanted to make sure I got that in there. She says hello. She was in both shows. She actually came back for the second part of the show.
Thank you for listening.
Yeah.
So, Kelly, you want to plug your stuff? And then I'm going to do some shout-outs because they definitely deserve it tonight.
Right. So I'm Kelly McCarville, Moonspinner. I am on Facebook under that and under Mystical Moonspinner. That's my official business name.
Not to be confused with the stripper name.
Well, no. Although
that is a good one.
Been on we could modify it somehow, I'm sure. But I am on Instagram and Twitter as well. I think it's Moonspinner76. I don't ever remember, but I'm on all of it. So go look me up. I'll keep you entertained, maybe.
Oh yeah, Instagram's my favorite, so I follow that one the closest. That's how.
Me too.
I love Instagram.
I do Twitter only because I have to.
I hate Twatter.
Twatter.
I do it, but I don't do a very good job at it. But I have 2 accounts on Twitter. And I do my best, but yeah, Twitter's not my thing.
Yeah, I like Instagram and Facebook.
Me
Facebook
too.
is my thing.
Yeah, Instagram's my thing because I don't have to read as much. I just like the picture, If they put something, I read it, but it's mostly pretty pictures. So,
Yeah.
Okay, let's see. So everybody that was in the first show, I was lucky enough. Was able to give a shout out to them in chat, and I want to give a special thank you to everybody for being patient for all the tech issues. Bless you.
Excuse me, sorry.
So in the second chat, we have, of course, Miss Cynthia. I just said that she came back. We have Brian, long time no see, which isn't true. I talked to him Tuesday in a different chat, but we have Miss Jen B. I know Matt was here, who's the co-owner of the network. Wolf came back. There's Miss Kelly. Kim came back. Luna's here. Mama Pat. Hi, Mama Pat. I love Mama Pat. I'm just starting to get to know her, but I love her. Let's see. I can only scroll so quick. I just want to make sure I don't miss anybody because I don't even know if I could have been that patient tonight, man.
Mallory.
Yep, Mallory is my stepdaughter too, so how could I forget her? See, it has nothing to do with forgetting people. You would think I'd remember my stepdaughter was here, but
trying to scroll down through as well to see.
It's hard to scroll in this. I'm sure my sister Nicole's listening too. She was busy tonight, but she was I'm sure she's listening, just not in chat. I think.
And a big thanks to the beautiful Miss Holly, even though she's not still on here.
Yes.
Yes.
Thank you, Miss Holly.
Yeah, we'll have to. I had a rough week. It was crazy, and then all this stuff. It was crazy, and we just had a new person come in. Another Sherry Ann Braybrooks, though.
I love when you say that.
It's spelled almost the same way, except mine's with an I. So, but all right, ladies, I really appreciate it, and I mean it. Anytime, you guys are welcome back, and thank you for being patient. You guys are beautiful.
Yep. Thank you so much. Thank y'all for sharing this time with us and allowing us to come on.
It flew by. It really did. I mean, I called Kelly 2 hours and 25 minutes ago, and this has just flown by. So,
right. Yeah.
I will let Holly know that if you are in contact with Holly, and I'll let her know.
Yep.
If you want us back anytime, honey, we will come. And Kelly, we hope to see your beautiful face soon, darling.
Can't wait. We'll figure it out. We definitely will.
Yes. Love y'all, guys. Bye.
For more information regarding what Paranormal Buzz Radio has to offer, visit our website, paranormalbuzzradio.com. Like us on Facebook, follow us on Twitter and Instagram.